Ben Simmons. What other players have fallen off as hard as Ben Simmons?
You dropped like 3 videos about this, so I was trying to not
3 videos?
No, I'm exaggerating. You tweeted about it. You made a TikTok.
Facts.
And it's like I'm trying to find my own. No,
Content
no, absolutely respect. But I'm trying as a content creator myself. I had to come up with a different answer. So the only other answer I could come up with was Andrew Bynum.
That's mine too.
Andrew Bynum was the one guy that he made an All-NBA team, and then the year after that, yes, he did happen to have a bad knee injury, and he had that knee injury basically since he was drafted. That was always a concern. And then the year after to play less than 30 games, and then to be basically out of the league the year after that.
Yeah.
It's really one of the more unfortunate fall-offs.
Another big man that came to mind, I don't know if you said this, was DeMarcus Cousins. He was another one where he was obviously pre-ACL injury. I mean, there was the rumors of, do you trade Jaylen Brown or Tatum, go get DeMarcus Cousins, but obviously before his ACL tear, he was best center in the league.
Boogie was crazy. Boogie was special.
He tears his ACL, he's out a year, he comes back, he averages 8-9 a game.
And the last
Achilles.
Achilles was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to say before you guys go is, it's really hard to find a fall off similar to Ben Simmons without injury.
Yeah.
It's like you said the one you're going to mention, Roy Hibbert. That's really the only one that really comes to mind. But in terms of straight up, just
Andre Drummond.
Okay. All right, but his play style definitely was tough to fit in this NBA.
I feel like
One guy-
similar with Hibbert.
the wrong time.
I picked Michael Redd. He was like a 20-point per game scorer. Then he was he was 29 years old, played 30 games, and he just off the league, out the league. Well, on a few teams, then out the league.
Yeah.
Michael Redd was a dog, so I picked him for one. I had a couple role players like Tristan Thompson. A lot of guys were just the NBA went
That was
past
LeBron.
them.
And that was
got
LeBron.
paid.
Yeah, Jaleel Okafor had his little rookie year, and then Michael Carter Williams, another one, Tyreek Evans. Not like stars. but-
MCW?
Yes,
Yeah, that's another one.
I said it.
Oh,
I
I
said
didn't hear you
MCW.
say MCW. I apologize.
Yeah, so a lot
Use
of
my ears.
good players, but not like stars because it's hard for stars.
That's it.
Just
Players that I think fell off, Darren Williams has to be at the top of the list for me.
Fair enough.
His fall off was steep, and it was fast.
Right here in
It
front
was,
of
yeah.
us.
I have
No,
We're
his face is
disrespecting him, just
crossed
right in-
off.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that.
bro, it's
Why
insane.
you
to
etched out his
disrespect.
face?
I've been in that day one. That was the last game they were at Prudential. Day one.
Why'd you
Day
cross
one
off
Nets.
his face?
Izod or Prudential?
Prudential.
Interesting.
Because they moved to Brooklyn after that.
I thought they were in Izod.
They were, but
They
then
were
they
for
moved
a
to
while.
Prudential.
Then Prudential.
I thought it was when they won 12 games, lost 70.
They changed the scenery.
It was like 8 people in that building.
Another one, Danny Granger has to be another
That
one.
one was disappointing
Injuries,
too.
man.
Do you
Injuries.
think? Do you think that if the Pacers faced the Heat in 2012, 2013 with Danny Granger healthy, they would have beaten them?
Strong chance.
But would Paul George have had the same breakout? I don't think so.
Paul
would
George's
Tatum
breakout wasn't that crazy when you look back at it.
I understand what you're saying.
Like his stats weren't like 29. They were like 22 a
like-
game, 21 a game.
The
His
best way I
points were
could,
just loud as fuck.
the best way I could defend that is when Tatum's rookie season. When Tatum had that blow up in the postseason against LeBron, if Kyrie had played, you look at the year next and Kyrie's back and Tatum's numbers were less from his
Good
rookie
point.
season. It's like I don't know if we would see Paul George really blossom the same way, but of course you wouldn't want it to be at the expense of not having Danny Granger anymore, and that's really what happened.
Danny Granger, healthy, was a better player than Paul George at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Shit, even the year before. I mean, if they got the same Paul George, would they beat the Heat?
All interesting questions.
Ty Lawson was another name that came up.
Yeah, he
No.
was.
Fair that
Nah.
Ty Lawson was nice on the
was.
Nuggets.
He
He
was
was
You know,
nice.
He
you know
got
who's a
traded to
name
Houston.
that I'm gonna bring up
Never the
that
same.
it's not like it's a big time name.
God.
Terrence Jones
I remember him.
from Kentucky.
All the Kentucky dudes. Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings was
Jennings
solid
was-
for a
was in
long
Kentucky.
time, though.
Was it the
No, I
broken
was just
ankle
saying
that did it?
Brandon Jennings in general. Brandon Knight also.
Brandon Knight, that's something.
I mean, he was never great.
Nah, Brandon
was good.
Brandon Knight was good.
He was a good player.
He just has a lot of low lights.
Yeah, I mean,
But
the
he
lowest.
wasn't bad.
Maybe I'm allowing those lowlights to
One
cloud
year
my
he was
judgment.
25-4.
What?
Shooting
Oh,
40
you said 25 and 4.
Yeah, yeah.
I almost lost my mind.
He was a 17-point per game scorer for a little bit.
Okay.
He was a good player.
He was good.
When he was on Milwaukee?
That year was Phoenix.
Phoenix,
lineup.
facts.
Oh my God, Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah. But what you mentioned was a good point because I don't think any of these players had the fall off Ben had.
Brandon Knight was in the league last year.
Really?
Played 5 games for Dallas.
Fooled me.
Because I think most of these guys' fall offs came with either the league changing or significant injury, or they just stopped taking care of their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
With Ben Simmons, it's not that. He's averaging career lows in points, rebounds, and assists. He's only scored in double digits in 13 games this year.
It's ugly.
And when he's on the court and Kevin Durant is off the court,
Oh my God,
the Nets have the worst offensive rating in the league, the 4th worst net rating, the 20th worst defensive rating, and this is from @NetsManUp. So Ben Simmons has been a negative for them. I think his rebounding, defense, and playmaking has been really good. But when you're not aggressive at all offensively, you just become such a negative.
It's like, look at Nick Claxton. He is not the most skilled, polished offensive player, but at the minimum, he's aggressive and he puts the ball up. If you're like Nick Claxton, there is no one that's going to complain. But if you're not putting the effort, you're not putting the attempts on glass, what are you expecting? You cannot succeed. Claxton has the aggressive mindset. I've been preaching this to Ben Simmons since I came onto the show. Be aggressive. That's all you need to do. Just put you're 6'10". That's what I'm saying. He simply is lost up here. His mind is beating him, and it's sad. It really does make me sad because there's times that you can just have mental lapses, and it simply changes the way that you approach the game. And it's unfortunate that we've seen it as heightened as we have with Ben Simmons.
It is.
Hate that for you, brother.
I do hate that.
It's crazy because that was my first
That was your guy.
blow-up moment on Pick a Side.
Yeah, facts.
Really?
Ben
What's that?
Simmons. When we did the Would You Rather, our first official one, Ben Simmons.
You said Ben Simmons over Brandon
I
Ingram.
put no. There were so many names.
Yeah, I mean,
So many names.
I don't have to think about
But
it.
at the
It's like all
time,
of it.
there were some valid ones. In hindsight, though, oh my God, that is one of the worst clips you'll ever see on the internet.
Actually, I'm gonna go watch it later.
No,
That's
See what
funny.
you were talking about up there. Brandon Ingram or Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons, undoubtedly.
I took Jaylen Brown though.
I'll take the defense.
OG Anunoby.
I'm
Ben
an
Simmons.
OG, man. Come
You
on.
are.
He
You're
probably
an
said,
OG.
"I'll take the defense, the playmaking."
Yes, the size.
That is what it is. He was giving you like 15 a game. And one of the
That shit
best defenders in the
stinks.
league too. I was like, hey, this guy's legit. They were the 1 seed. Then he
He's
just
borderline a bum.
went to hell.
John,
No,
what are
no,
your
you're not
thoughts
wrong.
on Ben Simmons?
Let's hear this. I already know it's gonna get rude.
We talked about that. Spitting.
He's 26.
The downfall of Ben Simmons.
Sad
And
to see.
then I'm
What are
praying
you
for
gonna do with Ben in the
Just
fourth
know, Ben,
quarter?
you always have a fan in me. All
All
right, I don't
4
care.
quarters.
I don't care how
Fourth
shitty
quarter.
you've been playing. Just know, rain or shine.
Very interesting.
I
You
respect
don't
that
have
as
me.
a man.
What are the Nets
I do.
gonna do?
I
With
think
Ben
you're crazy,
Simmons?
but
You're
I
stuck.
don't know. I think that
Katie on the
wants-
courty
they're
hoops.
stuck.
you just
With
have
Katie
to,
on the courty hoops.
you just have to hopefully pray that Jock Vaughn can bring the best out of him.
Did you
And
see that
hopefully this
eye
won't-
roll too when
They were yelling at him to shoot the ball.
but
Jock saying.
when Ben Simmons took himself out of the game for the knee injury and they asked Jock about that, he kind of like rolled his eyes and then gave his answer about
Yeah.
Ben. Yeah, that is not great.
Yeah, he basically saying like we wish all guys are available when they're healthy. Some guys are, some guys aren't. Kind of what he said. I mean, it wasn't the best answer you'd want to hear from your coach, but I'd also be upset if I was Jock Vaughn too.
Of course, KD masks a lot of deficiencies you have as a basketball player. But at least there's a silver lining. He is a good basketball player when KD's on the floor. And he's impactful when KD's on the floor, I should say. Let me not say good. He's impactful.
If he was that impactful, he'd play 4 quarters. Fourth quarter.
No doubt. But
Down the stretch.
they have the luxury that they don't have
Clarkson's
to play
more
him. Exactly.
impactful.
They have the luxury
He's
that
getting
they
paid
have other personnel.
$114 million.
No, it's one of the worst contracts in
They
sports.
don't have the luxury. That is a waste of money.